Namaskar Moflow. Gonna do something a little bit different with you today. It is going to be a Yin Yang class, and it has been one of my most popular classes in studios. And it combines a slow flow for the first half or sort, and then a Yin for the remainder of the class. And depending on how the class's vibe is, I will have a little bit more slow flow up front, little Yin at the back, or the opposite. Just kind of play with that timing. So I want you to have that liberty too, that you can hold the poses, move as much as you want, do whatever you want. This is for you. You're gonna need some blocks. They're always handy. We've got the need for props in general, and I'm a big fan of the bolster, AKA the huggy pillow. I like that a lot. Dense, thick, you can sit on it, you can rest on it, you can lay on it, it feels really good. But if you don't have one, you can simply take a blanket of sorts and just roll it up. And either, now you've got basically your own version. It's like rolling a little yoga blunt, and you can use it wherever you want. So we've got options, you've got options. Make sure you use them. Props are our friend, whether it's the wall or the blocks or even just the mat, the floor. Use them. So before we get into this, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribed, you got those notifications, and if you were to like the video and or maybe leave a comment, I'd be much appreciated. So with that being said, let's start to move. I have found that this is important for me, and I know it's important for other people. Sunshine. When I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is I go downstairs, take the 4 dogs outside, let them go do their business. So instead of me just kind of sipping on coffee, whatever, I try and look into the sun, try and get that sunshine on me. And I also try to move a little bit. And I employ a little bit of Qigong, just movement. And my neighbors probably think I'm absolutely loco. Well, I don't care, because I feel a lot better. So if you have a limited amount of time each day, just move a little bit. So I like to just start with basically like the Zen swing. You're going to simply just rock the arms. And you don't have to look all totally sad and pathetic. You can be really getting into this. You can be as loosey-goosey or as intense as you want. So I warm up to the intensity. So if you notice, I'm rocking a little bit back and forth, opposite. So if I'm chucking something to the right, my left heel is lifted up, and the opposite is true. Once you start to get that vitality flowing in the body, you're starting to feel the spine kind of waking up a little bit. The hips are saying, hey, this is nice. You can start adding in a little bit more. You can reach even further. You can reach back behind you. Whatever serves your body the best. So just doing this for as long as you want. Figuring out how you can add it, make it different for you. Maybe you just need to keep still. Maybe you need to just keep it chill. Whatever works for you, we're gonna keep moving on. So as I've been going side to side, we're gonna move forward as if we're doing a backstroke. So I'm gonna separate my feet a little bit wider. I'm starting to turn my hands a little bit more forward as if I'm reaching, and I'm going to get into more of a horse stance. Your horse stance, you're going to make sure that you're comfortably as low as you can. Tall spine, tall-ish. Knees are not caved in, but they're trying to be open. And so you're just reaching. Maybe you're going to eventually reach back. You're reaching forward and reaching back. And you can get lower. You can come back up, you can burn those quads. Start to even do more backstroke. Figuring out that movement now, instead of being just in a horse stance or rocking side to side, I'm in between. So I'm just kind of moving, whichever. I'm going to go back to that backstroke. I'm starting to lean. I'm pivoting. I'm reaching, and I'm starting to kind of get with it. I got to go forward though, so that I'm getting that range of motion. Again, getting lower or staying tall. It's totally up to you. Doing that for a little bit till you start to get a little, not tired, but over it. Keep going as long as you want, or if that feels good, if that really feels good in your back, just that whole motion, then do it as long as you can, as long as you want. We're typically walking around on our phones at our desk. We're driving to get to work. We get home, you know, later in the day, we're driving and we're sitting. I want you to move. Movement is medicine. And the more you do it, your heart rate's going to go up a little bit as well. You're breathing. Be conscientious of your breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. That's going to warm you up. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Is going to cool you down. So we have been doing some spinal movements, some reaching, and you can add on to this whatever feels pretty cool to you. I want you to feel that you can do that. So I'm just pivoting, turning, whatever suits you. We're gonna turn it, and then maybe stay a couple times, and then you go a couple times. Pretty much in my classes, there's only two wrongs. One is if it hurts, don't do it. Most importantly though, you gotta breathe. So just whatever it is, you're just breathing through it. So we're outside, it's the early morning. You might need to open up the knees a little bit, work those hips. Open up the gait. Open it up wide. However many times you go back, I've lost count, but we're gonna reverse that. Figuring out what is gonna help your balance. You gotta do the other side. Typically, one thing that helps me with my balance is my drishti, my vision. I'm looking at some dirt on the floor. If I look at something that's moving, go back the other way, I'm probably gonna move and I'm probably gonna fall out of this. I don't want to. So we've been working the spine, we've been working the hips a little bit, getting those arms in there, and now we're just gonna start to get a little bit shaky. You're gonna just kind of move the wrists. Kind of that like Daniel-san, wax on, wax off. Just roll with it, move it, Travolta it. Just trying to move, get that vitality going in the body. And then some samastihiti, some sameness, some balance. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. A little bit more work. Again, this is all just about prepping you for the day. Feet out wide, hands like an upside down heart or diamond, and we're gonna keep the body up. below, we got our cement Lululemons on, or most importantly, I've got my cement aloe pants on, and I'm going to just turn my hands in the air, rotating mostly my shoulders and my upper back. You can follow your hands with your eyes. Back bend, suck your belly in, there you go. And then we're gonna go back the other way. Now, try and just move the hands and the arms. All right. So, a little bit of that. Dogs have gone bathroom, you know, now I gotta go to the bathroom, for example, but I gotta get my coffee as well. So you can stop there, or keep going, and then we're gonna take it down a notch. We're gonna get into that yin style thing. And I've already got my heart rate up a little bit. Feels good, not huffing and puffing. I'm starting to feel pretty warm. Granted, I've got some nice sunshine coming in on me, but that movement is gonna create your own heat. That breathing is gonna add to your own heat. We're gonna take it down now into a mini yin class. And so this is where you will need to potentially have the props. I would rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Keep it handy. I'm gonna try and put this stupid little buzz thing back on. Okay. Some hip love. I want to start off with my front leg parallel with the mat. My opposite leg is going to be parallel to that side of the mat. Oops, as I flick whatever that is away. So 90, kind of 90-ish, maybe up a little bit. 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90. I'm going to stay here for a moment. In yoga, our breathing, our inhales lift the spine. The exhales will either twist or fold. We're gonna do a little bit of both. So I'm holding this pose for as long as comfortable. You might even, this is when the blocks might be great if you're just hanging out here. Figuring out, leaning back to where you need to be to feel a little bit of something in the hips on the outer side here and a little bit of something on the outer side on the glute instead of the hips, so the back side. So now you can start to add on. Can I twist a little bit? Playing a little bit more, just you can rotate the head a little bit. You can turn it all the way over to the other shoulder. So we've had no prop, and you can add on and go even deeper. So we're gonna inhale, remember, inhale lifts the spine up. Exhale is gonna help me twist a little bit more. So I'm gonna now, this is when that huggy pillow comes in handy. So I'm just gonna now melt onto this bad boy. And using your mind's eye to project what you're feeling onto your brain. What are you seeing? What are you feeling? Breathing through any strain. We should never get the pain. Right now my left, that little knob on the heel, a little sore, so I lifted it up, reset. But the majority of what I'm feeling right now, this is going to be different for you probably, but I'm getting a nice supine twist. So my hips and my spine, everything is getting a little bit something, and I can get a little bit more by turning my head to the right even more. So now the whole spine is getting a gentle twist. Starts deeper and more intense in the lower back and then ends up nice and gentle in the cervical spine. Another great thing to do is just let your belly drop. Don't suck it in because there's people here and they're watching us. No, just relax. And then see what are you holding up with. So I notice I'm holding up with my right arm a little bit more. So I'm just going to adjust. When you start thinking about something else, TPS reports at work, you got to pick up the kids, you got to walk the dogs. Most of those things can wait. Just go back to your breathing. Are you inhaling and exhaling through the nose? Inhaling, exhaling through the nose and the mouth, as long as you're aware of that. Intentionally doing it. Maybe you're listening for sounds far away. Seeing what you can let go of in the body. We're slightly twisting the guts. Wringing them out. Should feel a sweet release when we get that vitality going back into the body. So the invite is to stay here as long as you want. If you fall asleep, it's okay. Just make sure you fall asleep on the other side. But we're going to slowly come up and out. And there's no wrong way of getting there. I'm going to just switch my sides, but so I teach so many different people, and there are just so many different versions of how to get there. I just want you to feel good. And maybe you need to kind of sit here just for a moment. Maybe it's undoing the spine, as it were. And then we're going to set up for the other side. Same thing. This is going to be a little bit more than a 90, but minimum of a 90. Angle, ankle, so a 90-degree ankle, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I can stay upright, and I want you to explore these. Maybe be upright on the block. I'm feeling a nice, good pinching, good sensation in my right hip. A little bit more intense on this side. Playing the listening game. Other things to do, maybe you just need to even rub your feet, massage your feet. It's just things that feel good that you can do. But we're going to take it to the next level here. So we're going to remember the inhale lifts the spine. The exhale, I'm just going to find that nice twist. But I noticed all of a sudden I started to scooch my butt down. And I want to make sure that I reset. Lift that spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Find that little huggy pillow spot. One side is gonna feel better than the other. It's gonna get in here easier. Seeing what you can let go of. And by let go, I was talking about support. I'm letting go of my left arm that was propping me up. I'm resting fully on the bolster now. Remembering we can go keep it passive. If you want a little bit more, lift up. And on that exhale, you're going to twist a little bit more, and then maybe you look behind you a little bit. What can you let go of now in the muscles? Just drop my shoulders. Relax your belly, relax your face, relax your butt. You can do most things temporarily, or a lot of things, I'll say. So don't hold anything to the point of pain. Moving what needs to move. Normally, my theory is that when the wiggles and the movements stop, that's when the pose begins. Sometimes we have to reset. You might not even need the bolster. If you go down without the bolster, having the hands kind of cradling the forehead a little bit helps. Personally, I like the bolster. I just want to make sure you have options. Again, we're twisting the guts, the bowels. And holding it as long as you want, but we're going to come out of this now. Same thing, you're just going to slowly come on up and out. I like to refer to this as intuition asana, what feels good after being here. And that might even just be simply windshield wipering a little bit. Going into it, twisting a little bit more. If things get in your way, you just move it. So we've twisted like this, but we've held it. Now we're twisting and moving. Duh, but it feels good. A little bit more hip love, definitely some spinal stuff. We can, again, use the bolster or our yoga blunt and put the feet up on there. Whatever is going to help you get those feet up. And I like to go to my not favorite leg, crossing over. And I have to scooch my butt back a little bit. I'm holding onto my toes. I'm going to inhale, lift on up. And then exhale, simply fold forward. Now, I've got some students that can get pretty flat. I've got students that need to stay up here. Everything works. And so does my huggy pillow. So typically you can hold on to these, fold them. And now, the only little bit of work that you're doing is maybe you're holding on to your bolster. Other than that, try and let go. Feel it in the back part of your hips, the lumbar. If you need to reset, you simply inhale, come up a little bit, and then exhale. Suck that belly in and fold forward a little bit more. Noticing what you're letting go of. My feet are starting, my ankles are relaxing a little bit. Definitely my lumbar needs it and it's working. Shoulders relax. Every so often, that exhale, see if you can get a little bit lower, a little bit longer, a little bit less. I hope you can't hear the cleaning crew that's next door because it sounds like they're the cleaning crew from hell. Banging and whatnot. Letting your palms be where they are. I find that my palms up just feels natural. If you need to have them palm down, do that. As long as you're aiming for the pose, you don't have to hit the mark 100%. You're just aiming for it. And then maybe you go a little bit more. But try not to work. The invite is to stay here as long as you would like to, but I need to move on. So we're just gonna slowly, I like to start to work the back. I'm not just lifting up, I'm starting to arch the back so that I'm coming up. And then putting the bolster to one side, removing whatever blankie you might have needed to do. And that same thing, kind of intuition asana. What do you need to do to feel good, to unhinge? The last pose that we're going to do, Supta Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose, aka butterfly. But we're going to use a lot of props. And I have my bolster set up already. Little things to take notice of. You don't have the strap here, but you got the strap there. Try not to have the little things bother you. Like that might, the strap, the zipper, the whatever, might be bothersome. We want to have the absolutely minimum irritation. What's irritating right now is this stupid little muffle thing. Anywho, so I'm going to take my blocks. I'm going to set them to the side. Bend the knees. So we've been arching over this way. Now we're going to reach back. We're going to lean back. I want to use the blocks. You might be able to think, I don't need blocks. I can get my knee all the way down. That's not the intention of this. The blocks here are more of a signal for the brain to say, I can relax my inner thighs. And you were just resting on this support system. So we're gonna lean back. I wanna make sure that that bolster is kind of like in my lower back. I'm gonna lean back, adjust my shirt, there we go. Now I'm leaning here on the blocks. I'm resting completely on the bolster. Sun is in my eyes. I don't like that. So see, now the other option, if that's too intense, if you don't have one, if it's too intense, we go back to the blunt. We just put it there. Kind of reset, it's a little bit different. Much easier, but we're gonna just now rest the head off either the bolster or the thing, the rolled up towel, the blanket, whatever. We're just here, we're readjusting the blocks so that we can bring the knees down a little bit more. Now, hands can be out. You can cactus them or goalpost them, or you can reach further and then start to relax. The traditional version is with no props, no nothing, and you're just left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly. But since we've got this lift, we kind of come down. So just open up to what feels convenient and good for you. And again, typically palms are going to be up. But if you need that down for a moment, go for it. Seeing what you can let go of. My left glute wants to be active as a kickstand, so I'm just going to kind of adjust a little bit. Exhale, just let it all relax. In your face. From toes, taint to top, relax. Great time to just breathe, just intentionally just fill your lungs, fill your diaphragm. Hold it at the top, and then just rinse and repeat. Something I like to do is just do a count of 10. Inhale, exhale. That's 1. And if I get to 5 and my mind starts to wander, I reset. There's 1. Something nice about the rolled up towel or the rolled up blanket is that it kind of hugs the actual spine a little bit more. Like it can go up and down the back easily, it fits in there. The bolster is a little bit more intense. You lift up that chest, you open it up, you open up the arms, you arch your back. It's pretty intense in a good way. Now, the other option is to go absolutely loco. I'm gonna, because I don't have enough props, blocks specifically, I'm going to lean back, pretend that I have my knee on that block. I'm going to still now, I'm going to the supported fish, but with the block. Same thing, see if you can relax through it. And another thing that might even feel good is if it's painful, sharpen your neck. Go ahead, just forget about the knees and just put the support on your back and your neck. Because we sit rounded, hunched over, looking at our phones or devices, whatever, this is a great counter option to that. But as I've said before, there can be too much of a good thing. I want you to be here 5 to 10 breaths, maybe even minutes if it feels good, but then come on out of it. And a great way to just get out of it is using your hands to close your thighs. And then I like to just roll onto one side, coming into a little bit of a fetal position. Relax the back. On average, we've been here about 9 months. Should feel like home. And when you're ready, no rush, you're going to make your way on up and find that last motion of something that you need. So I went to I'm going to switch it now. Little bit of a movement. Hopefully you feel a little bit better. Hopefully you moved beautifully and you breathed equally as beautiful. So I want to thank you for hanging out for this short time that we've had together, and encourage you to get to a Yin Yang class in your area. I teach Yin class at a great studio called Bala in Kirkland, and I teach this particular style Yin Yang at another studio called Solar U, both in Kirkland, both beautiful places. But if you don't have a studio, keep following me on social media and I'm going to hope to get you covered. Namaskar. Moflow.